Welcome to Q&A episode number 12. Today's question is all the way from Namibia, and this is the first question all the way from Namibia. So Mcgregor, who's the person asking the question, thank you very much for being the first Namibian sending a question on Q&A. So his question is all about how can he be able to be currently working a full-time job and still somehow try to start a business. Now, this is probably somewhere a lot of people are usually in. A lot of people are usually in this boat where they're like, hey, I have a full-time job, or maybe I have kids, or maybe I'm doing other different things that really are taking my attention right now, but I also want to start a business. And this is a couple of tips that I have for you. And before I even go into it, you might have probably heard like, you know what? If you quit your full-time job, you'll be able to run your business better, but I strongly disagree with that for a couple of reasons. I do believe full-time does give you more opportunity to run your business, but before that, you want to make sure that you're maximizing the current hours you have after work. So basically, if I find out that you are saying you can't find time to start your business, and you say you want to you need to go full-time, that's your excuse why you can't do it. Let me tell you something. If you're spending 2 hours every afternoon watching some soccer game, basketball, or playing outside or something, I don't know, shopping, whatever leisure you might be doing, and you somehow trying to tell me that you can't find time to start your business, I'm going to need to slap you in the face and tell you that those 2 hours a day are very important. And let me tell you why. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, Mcgregor, and anyone else who's watching at home, this is the first thing you need to do. You actually need to sit down and be like, what is the first thing that comes to your mind that you feel like is blocking you? Like, what do you feel like is blocking you from starting your business? That is probably something that's very personal, and the reason why I'm bringing this up before I even go into the different steps that you want to approach in is because that's probably the barrier that's holding you back. I just gave you an example, and one of them is you try to say in your head that you need to be full-time to start your business, but somehow you find time in the afternoon to go watch a basketball game or kick back and drink a beer, whatever it might be, right? And that's the first thing. You want to check yourself. You want to look at what you're already spending your time into, and you can find that roadblock and take it out of the way. Now, after you've done that, the next thing you want to look at is, are you doing a brick and mortar business, or are you doing an e-commerce store, or an online business, or an app, whatever it might be, or a digital company, digital services? And that's a key question to ask yourself or for you to know. And the reason why I'm bringing both paths is because you can be able to go into different ways. Now, here's the beauty of technology, and here's the beauty of the internet. Even if you're running a brick and mortar business, you can still be able to do things at home and even at the office during breaks, wherever it might be. But anytime you have some time, you can still find ways to enhance your business. But if you are saying that, well, for me to start a brick and mortar business, I need someone there full-time, someone who needs to run the cashiers and all those different things. Those are different things that are very logistics that you definitely do need to take care of since you're still working your full-time job, right? Before you become a manager there or do full-time for you to manage things when sales are running at a greater number. Now, if you're running something that's more online, you have an advantage since you can be able to start it off. Now, if your business is something that's an app or a website or an e-commerce store or I don't know, a digital service, and you're still finding ways to say you don't have the time to start that business, you must be out of your mind, because this is what you need to do. You first of all need to write down a couple of things. And by the way, a business plan, and it's not as important. I've done a video on this before. A business plan is really not going to actually get your business to actually move. A business plan is a plan. It's not execution. Huge difference between execution and planning. That's why you've been planning on starting a business for the last 10 years, but you have never done it. You can have a best business plan in the world by all the Harvard and Yale folks writing it for you, but you still probably never become successful. That's why you need to step back and start saying things like this. I need to register a domain. I need to get a logo. I need to get a website up. I need to get a Facebook page, a Twitter page. Those are executions you can do at home, and you can be able to learn how to do them. It's not hard. We have the internet. And if you feel like, whoa, I don't know how to set up all those different things, then go find a techie person who can do it. Find your nephew or niece who's very good at this stuff and tell them like, hey, could you help me set this up? The different ways you can be able to execute while you're still working. Now, a lot of people are probably going to be like, well, look here, let's be honest. Like right now, I feel like I'm at a disadvantage because I'm working a full-time job, and that person over there is not working a full-time job, and they can be able to have more time in the day to execute in the company. That's very true. But also that person has a huge disadvantage, because I've been there. I'm in that shoe right now, right? Because you got to pay for bills, and you got to still pay for your business. And if you're working a full-time job, capital becomes less of an issue compared to a person who has to scrape and scrap each and every dollar to put back into your business, which makes it harder. So don't jump into those mindsets that you are at a disadvantage because you're working and you can't start your business the same scale as a person who's not working. Matter of fact, you'll probably be more disciplined, and after your business is scaling and you go from that position into working into your business full time, you'll be very disciplined in how you can be able to execute. So before you say you want to jump full time into your business, make sure your discipline is very, very key. I mean, very, very strong. And then also make sure the other key thing is that you have been able to establish a routine that's able to enable you to maximize the time you have during the day. I'm not against you relaxing. I'm not against you watching your favorite soccer team play. I'm just against you trying to say that you don't have the time to start your business while you do actually are spending time on other things that necessarily are not giving you a greater ROI towards something you're really passionate about. So, Mcgregor, I hope that answers your question. I know we touched base about the brick and mortar, but I don't do brick and mortar businesses, so I don't have experience in that, and I've told you always multiple times, I'm not gonna give you advice on something that I do not know anything about. That's why you probably need to go find someone else who knows about brick and mortar businesses and ask them, like, all the different challenges and obstacles they had when they started off, and then you can be able to reverse engineer that and see how you can be able to fit it into yourself. Now, this question is a little bit more difficult to answer because everyone has different schedules as far as what's busy for them, as far as what full-time job is for them. Maybe it's 7 hours, maybe someone else is working double shifts. You see what I mean? So that's why it's very key for you to measure and be able to execute on what works for you. Now, Mcgregor, I hope I did answer your question. It's probably one of the most, it's not really a difficult question, it's just more of a complex question because it's very situation based. But I did give you kind of an outlook on how I look at things. If I feel like I need to do something else, I basically look at what am I doing during the day, and how can I move my time around, how can I move my schedule around. So I hope that answers your question, Mcgregor. And also, once again, shout out to Namibia. And you can bring some of your Namibian friends over, tell them like, hey, this crazy guy on Facebook gave me some advice, or some of the videos you've watched on Facebook, share to them. And also anyone else who has questions to ask, please send them this way. I'm just trying to offset a little bit at the end. Just like the video, share, comment, all that stuff. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you guys in another episode of ER and Q&A. I mean ER Q&A. And I enjoy this series because it's challenging me, gets me on my feet. That's why these days I stand. I don't sit down anymore. Man, don't get hot. Okay, peace out. Thank you for watching. Peace, peace, peace.